The human body is a biological marvel, consisting of complex anatomical systems about which we still have much to learn. From a spiritual viewpoint, the body is a vehicle that enables us to experience, learn, grow, create, serve, and attain higher states of consciousness. By caring for the body, we make it a joyous companion on our physical journey. This video explores the 3 keys to physical well-being: nutrition, movement, and rest. Part 1. Nutrition. What we consume affects not only our physical health, but also our emotional and spiritual well-being. While the spiritual aspect of food is overlooked in Western culture, the Eastern yoga system considers food the building block of the physical, emotional, and energetic bodies. The yoga system refers to the physical body as the food body, since it is constructed from food. It is crucial to select spiritually nourishing foods that enhance our emotional and spiritual well-being, in addition to being physically beneficial. The primary components of nutrition are food, water, and nature. Let's dive into each. We are fortunate to have over 50 years of research on the long-term effects of food. Dr. Colin Campbell, professor of nutritional biochemistry at Cornell University, spearheaded the China Study, a research project that began in 1983, conducted by Cornell University, the University of Oxford, and the Chinese Academy of Preventive Medicine. It investigated the correlation between nutrition and diseases such as cancer, heart conditions, and metabolic disorders. Dr. Campbell has written extensively on the study's findings in his books, The China Study and Whole. Here are the 2 key points from the research. 1. The optimal food for the human body is natural, commercially unprocessed, plant-based food. 2. There is a direct causation between consumption of meat in diseases such as cancer, heart disease, and high blood pressure. Subsequent research has verified a correlation between the consumption of meat and an increased risk of cancer, observed in studies across various countries and populations. The link is particularly strong with red and processed meat. In 2015, the International Agency for Research on Cancer, which is part of the World Health Organization, published a report stating that processed red meat causes cancer. Consumption of meat causes instant inflammation in the body. Today, medical equipment is advanced enough to detect inflammation even after a single meal. While the exact mechanisms behind this association are not yet fully understood, it is thought to be related to the presence of certain compounds and substances in meat. Repeated exposure to this inflammation is toxic, which eventually causes serious health problems. One theory as to why the human body is incompatible with meat consumption is that our intestines are not like those of carnivores. Meat rots quickly and must be eliminated from the body as soon as possible. The length of carnivore intestinal tracts is much shorter, 3 to 6 times body length, compared to human intestines, 10 to 12 times body length. When a carnivore eats meat, short intestines quickly eliminate it from its system. When a human eats meat, it stays in the body due to long intestines and produces toxins. Unfortunately, despite research and warning from the World Health Organization, meat consumption has not decreased. America has a powerful meat lobby, and they manufacture their own, so-called research that tries to play down the risks of meat. If you want objective research, I recommend watching the documentary The Game Changers. The movie features what elite athletes have discovered about nutrition. These people are committed to finding the truth about nutrition because their livelihood depends on having a healthy body. The documentary is available on Netflix, and I recommend watching it with family and friends. By avoiding meat, not only will you have a healthier body, but you will also help prevent ecological disaster. The actual cost of a pound of beef is not what you pay at a grocery store, but how much of Earth's resources have been consumed to produce it. There is a nonprofit called Earth Save that estimates the ecological cost of meat. According to their research, it takes 2,500 gallons of water, 12 pounds of grain, and 35 pounds of topsoil to produce 1 pound of beef. 70% of U.S. grain production today is fed to livestock. 5 million acres of rainforest are felled every year to create cattle pasture. That's not all. Animal agriculture is a chief contributor to water pollution. America's farm animals produce 10 times the waste compared to humans. In short, commercial production of meat is destroying our planet. Why not help both the earth and yourself by avoiding meat? Meat not only causes physical problems, it also hinders your spiritual growth. According to yoga, food has spiritual essence called prana, which affects your spiritual growth. Meat carries the lowest form of prana, so yoga prohibits its consumption for spiritual seekers. Further, the more evolved the animal, the more toxic its meat is for humans. If you consider red meat versus poultry versus fish, since mammals are most evolved, their meat carries the highest level of toxicity. Based on this principle, you can adopt a gradual approach to eliminating meat from your diet. Remove red meat immediately from your diet because it is highly toxic. Then, gradually phase out poultry and finally fish. A common question about switching to a plant-based diet is, how do I get sufficient protein? A good source of plant protein is lentil sprouts. You can get the lentils like mung and partially soak them overnight to let them sprout. If you play sports, there are plant-based protein supplements you can buy. The two that I recommend are from companies, Orgain and Manitoba Harvest. Simply removing meat and animal products from your diet is insufficient for optimal health, as processed foods harm your body. Commercial food processing prioritizes volume and shelf life, an objective achieved by using additives like salt, sugar, fat, and chemicals, which destroy the nutrition in the food. Unhealthy foods, including potato chips, canned goods, and soda, have become a staple diet. To achieve optimal health, eliminate these processed foods and replace them with natural, unprocessed foods such as vegetables and fruits. The best path to nutritious food is to cook it yourself. Cooking not only provides healthy food, but also creates social bonding. Such food is also spiritually nourishing because food carries the spiritual energy of those who make it. Let's examine the second component of nutrition, water. Many people suffer from chronic dehydration without realizing it. Often, when they feel hungry, it's a signal of thirst. But instead of drinking water, they eat, which causes weight gain. Popular beverages, such as coffee and alcohol, are diuretic and further dehydrate the body. Fortunately, it's easy to access clean, refreshing water at home. Rather than using environmentally harmful plastic bottles, install an active charcoal water filter at home. This type of filter can remove toxins such as chlorine and lead from tap water, making it a healthy and sustainable option for hydration. Use a reusable bottle to carry your filtered water with you. The third component of nutrition is nature. Spending time in nature is crucial for maintaining a healthy balance of energy. Simply being in nature and basking in the sunlight rejuvenates you. Find a natural spot and spend an hour there, and you will notice how refreshed you feel afterward. This is because nature has a spiritual energy field that energetically heals you. It's essential to spend at least 20 minutes each day in sunlight. Exposure to sunlight stimulates vitamin D synthesis, which is crucial for balancing numerous bodily functions. According to research, vitamin D is not only a vitamin, but a multifunctional hormone essential for overall health, including the immune system, the cardiovascular system, the endocrine system, and metabolism. There is evidence that vitamin D deficiency can cause depression, pain, and cancer. Additionally, the sun is also the source of spiritual energy, prana. Part 2. Movement. The human body is meant to move. The book, Spark, The New Science of Exercise in the Brain emphasizes that exercise is essential not only for a healthy body, but also for cognitive abilities such as learning, memory, and mood. The book provides scientific evidence that regular exercise helps prevent and treat various neurological conditions, including depression, anxiety, ADHD, and dementia. The book emphasizes the importance of finding enjoyable forms of exercise and committing to regular physical activity. Many people want to exercise more, but can only think of signing up for a gym membership and using machines to work out, thereby constraining their options. The truth is, movement should be as natural as breathing. There are so many enjoyable ways to incorporate physical activity into your life. The best physical activity involves both the body and the mind, such as playing a sport. Mindful forms of movement include yoga, qigong, and tai chi. Other activities like dancing, hiking, jogging, walking, group training, and biking are excellent forms of movement. The key is to find something that works for you and feels natural. Try out different activities until you find one you love. Even better, connect with others who share your interests. The most important thing is to commit to moving regularly and enjoy the process. Part 3. Rest and Relaxation. A well-rested body is your most valuable physical, mental, and psychological asset. It is tragic that many people sacrifice rest for work. Highly driven individuals often harm their health by ceaseless activity. Unfortunately, our entire civilization suffers from overactivity. With the internet and mobile phones, the time for rest has been replaced by addictive and unproductive activities, such as mindless TV watching or scrolling through social media feeds. Studies show that excessive social media use causes depression, loneliness, and social interaction anxiety. A condition that affects more and more people today is sleep deprivation. When people do not get enough sleep, either in quantity or quality, it can lead to a range of negative consequences, both physical and cognitive. The detrimental effects of sleep deprivation include fatigue, irritability, impaired judgment and reaction time, reduced immune function, and increased risk of accidents and chronic diseases. If you are serious about your well-being, prioritize rest and adequate sleep. An effective way to get rest is by creating a pre-sleep ritual, a conscious routine that you follow before bed. This routine should start an hour before you plan to sleep. During this time, avoid all screens, including your phone and computer, because the blue light from modern LED screens interferes with sleep. Engage in activities that help you relax, such as reading, listening to music, and spending time with loved ones. A pre-sleep ritual will improve the quality of your sleep and will give you more energy throughout the day. To conclude, the body is the vessel for consciousness. The better you care for the body, the richer and more fulfilled your human journey will be. We hope these ideas help you live a long and healthy life.